Hey y'all, it's Vonnie with the Get Down Podcast, and we are back with another video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope everybody's having a safe day. Wherever you are listening to the podcast or watching the video, I hope you're having a safe day today. Y'all, I'm hurt. I'm definitely hurt. As you know, the Super Bowl took place. I'm kind of stunned for words right now. So if I'm prolonging what I have to say, it's because I'm really hurt. The Super Bowl was yesterday, and as everybody's seen, it was the 49ers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs end up winning. Watched the Super Bowl from beginning to end. I watched the commercials, the halftime performance, and we're going to get into a little bit of that as well. But once again, came up short. Really kudos and, hands down to Patrick Mahomes. He's Tom Brady Jr. He really is. He's that good. You have to give props and honor where it's due. And they came out and they played and they got back to their back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Tom Brady is still ahead of him by a couple of more rings, but he's getting, he's catching up there. And he's not even 30 yet, y'all. Patrick Mahomes is not even 30 yet, but he's definitely climbing that ladder. I mean, we had it at the end, defense. We had it. What happened? It was miscues all over the place, mistakes all over the place. Brock, he's throwing it and the receivers are not getting it. Just wrong play calling in certain parts of the game. It wasn't called right. You should have switched the plays up. Y'all should have did a little better. But Patrick Mahomes, what can you say about him? What can you say? I'm going to get to him in a little bit. Let me get on my team right now, because y'all had it right there. We were on the quest for 6, and you guys had it. But you came up short. You came up short again. I don't know what it is when it's the big game. Some teams, they can't get over the hump. And I'm going to admit, we can't get over the hump. Why? Y'all had it right there in your hand. First and foremost, when you're going into overtime, because now the rules have changed. It's not whatever team score first, that's the end of it. No. Okay? Both teams, they get a chance to possess the ball, to go down and score, whether they both get touchdowns or they both get field goals. But at some point, somebody got to win. How the rule was at first in overtime, it was whatever team scored first, and that's the end of the game. But now they pushed it to where both teams can have a chance to go down and score and, and see what happens. They've switched it up now. They've changed certain rules when it comes to playing football. And quite a few people see that. Quite a few people do see that. But, they should have kept it the old way, really. Whatever team scored first in the game, in overtime, end it. Both teams do not need to get a possession at the ball. The only time that will happen is if a defensive player, they catch an interception. But other than that, whatever team scored first in overtime, that should be the end of the game. You don't give the other team a possession, or you don't give them a chance to go down the field and get a touchdown. But a lot of people would say this is politics. It is. You can look at it that way too. It is with certain things. Some people say it's rigged when you're watching certain games. I'm being honest, it is. As much as it is a good entertainment to see too, it still falls under the line of politics. Some people will kind of be biased and they'll say, well, no, the games aren't rigged. Certain teams, they just don't know how to get it done. That could go 50-50. That can actually go both ways. Sometimes you can see that it's quote unquote rigged from the refs, and the refs got paid, and refs, they got certain teams too that they like. They have a home team, they got their favorite team, and they're always going to try to pull for their team to win. I'm not going to say it's rigged, it was scripted. Y'all can say that in the comments section, because a lot of people have been saying that constantly ever since the playoffs have started, even leading up to the Super Bowl, that A lot of games kind of be rigged, it be scripted. They know who they want to win at the end of it. They do, which is true. I mean, my God, 49ers, Brock, this is your chance to shine. You were supposed to bring home number 6. Okay? Is it time to move on from you? I don't know. I don't know. It might be. Should we bring Kaepernick back in? Because I seen a post that was saying until the 49ers bring Kaepernick back, y'all are never going to win the Super Bowl. Actually, we didn't win when he was here. Remember back in 2013 when we played the Ravens in the Super Bowl? We had him and we didn't win. So what do you mean bringing him back that's going to make a change? We don't know. Sam Darnold is on the team. He was with his previous team before. He was with the Panthers. So, you have to look at experience versus rookie type when you're looking at games and situations like this. Mahomes is experience. Kelsey is experience. Andy Reid is experience. Spagnolia, he's experienced. It's Brock. He's the baby. He don't got that experience under his belt like the other team does. I give him kudos for trying. He tried to carry the team. He tried to put them on their back. He tried to carry them as far as he could, but we still end up coming up short. Brock, I mean, you did good for this season, man. We had a good season. I'm proud of them, but it's just something we can't get over the hump for some reason. Why? That's an issue. Something has to be worked out. Stuff got to be changed in order to see a different result. You got to put that in there. I mean, Brock, you had it, baby boy. You did. You were called Mr. Irrelevant at one point. Well, people are going to probably start calling you that now. It's not me throwing shade. They're probably going to start calling you that name again because you could not pull it off. We had that comeback against the Lions. That was a good comeback. Even when we played the Packers, because we were about to really lose to them, honestly. But we came back. Excuse me. But in the big game, the game where most people are watching, the game where all eyes are going to be seen, the game where this is your moment to shine, you end up flopping, man. You end up flopping. Why? You got Brandon, he had some drop passes in there. Debo, he got hurt for a minute. He was on the sideline for a minute. Then he came back in. Christian, he didn't have the best run game as it was. Trent, he didn't block like he should have been, like he was doing all season long. I mean, and the defensive side, Armstead, Bosa, Young, Warner, and then on top of that, what really damaged it was when Greenlaw got hurt. So Patrick Mahomes seen that. He's like, okay. So what do? You take advantage of that. You take advantage of in the middle of the field, because that's where you're going to see Greenlaw. That's where you're going to come out of him with him and Warner. You don't see Greenlaw. Okay, cool. Take advantage of that. When he ran for that first down and more yardage, that's where Greenlaw area was at. But with Greenlaw being injured and hurt, that knocked it out of the scene. That just made the defense really not be locked in how they really should have been. And I mean, they're not paying my bills. They don't know me at the end of the day. Hopefully somebody can share this with them and they can just look at everything I'm saying. But y'all gotta fix stuff, okay? I hope y'all were not trying to go into this game being big-headed. And I mean, if I'm honest, we were only favored by 2 points. They won by 3, but we were favored by 2. So they were keeping it a very close game, and it actually was. I'm surprised it wasn't of a high-scoring game than it probably would have been, for most people to see. I'm surprised it wasn't a more high-scoring game, but I mean, we were only favored 2 points, so, they could have got big-headed. Oh, yeah, we favored. They the underdog. We're finna come in here and do this. Actually, considering that, we were the away team. We weren't even the home team, so Even though the Chiefs were the home team, they were still the underdogs because we were favored by 2. But you can't get your head so far up your butt thinking you just finna go in there and this is Mahomes that we're playing, y'all. Y'all didn't lock in 100%ly like y'all should have locked in the Super Bowl. This is where everybody's watching. Every kind of fan of whatever team that you like, whatever, it's watching. Whether it's basketball, it's hockey, baseball, whatever team that you like, you're tuning in right now because the Super Bowl is the biggest game. Even if you don't watch Super Bowl football games at all in the season, what you are going to tune in is to that Super Bowl where all eyes are on you. That is your big stage. That's your moment to shine. That's your moment to shine. And Brock, you did okay. You still came up short, baby boy. You still came up short. You got some more learning to do. You got some more learning to do, okay? I love you guys. Y'all are my team at the end of the day. But you got some more learning that you got to do because, the performance that you guys did, it wasn't the best at all. It really wasn't the best at all. It should have really been better. And I'm going to pull up some stats for you guys because, and look what happens. When you search it on Google, it gives you the fireworks thing. Please. And of course, Patrick Mahomes, he was the MVP of the game. Of course, everybody already knows that. So, okay, let's try to get into some stats because the performance y'all put on from an A to an F, I'm going to give y'all a B-, okay? 49ers. Now, let me get on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And Kelsey and Isaiah and Gray and all of them. Patrick Mahomes. What else can you really say about him? I mean, he's becoming a GOAT. He's becoming a GOAT in just his own nature. Like I stated before, this dude is not even 30 yet, you guys. And this is his third Super Bowl that he's won. His third one. So, he's definitely climbing the ladder of reaching a peak that is going to be out of this world. And like I said, he may surpass Tom Brady, actually. Brady has 7. And Mahomes, he has 3 now. But, I mean, that's not to say he won't be able to reach Brady at some point to try to surpass him. I mean, you can always surpass somebody in any sport with whatever stat it is because that's just how it is. When you're playing these sports, you hear about the greats and their stats and certain things that they've done in the past. Some players and some people, they do reach that height where they do surpass them. And I mean, come on now, this is Mahomes. If my team won in the Super Bowl, I probably would have tripped them, but it was my team. I'm not gonna go against them, even though they messed up. We should have had a better game, but this is Mahomes at the end of the day. This is Kelsey at the end of the day. This is Isaiah at the end of the day. This is Andy Reid at the end of the day. This is Andy Reid. He's the oldest coach. I think he's older than Bill Belichick. He's the oldest coach to still be doing it till this present time. And I remember back when he used to be with the Philadelphia Eagles. He knows how to bring a ring to a city. He knows how to bring a ring to the team. He's just that good. It's Andy Reid. It's nothing against you, Kyle, but certain plays you dialed up, they were at the wrong time. And then it didn't help when we took the lead in the game. The touchdown that was to Juwan Jennings. I mean, the field goal was missed by Moody. But it was a block. Somebody had blocked it, and they had picked the ball up. It really should have been 17-13, not 16-13. That's where the 3 points was in there at. Should have been more. But I mean, Patrick, he's good. He's just that good. Would anybody ever bet against him? No. Now, if something was to happen where he keeps getting injured, or you can just slowly see the decline in the Kansas City, yeah, people would probably go against them. You know, I'm gonna just say honestly, if we would have played the Ravens, we probably would have beat them. But then again, I don't know. We lost to them too in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, who would have been a good fit for us to play? Well, we know we would have beat them. Probably the Bills. And if they were a little bit healthy enough, probably the Bengals. Those are the only four that I can actually see that. No offense against Miami. But Tua, he would have been a rookie in the Super Bowl because he's never been there. It's a lot of players that haven't been there, and some players that have constantly been there. Maybe not with the same team, but they've constantly gone. And Patrick Mahomes got that experience under his belt. This is his third Super Bowl, y'all. Third. This dude ain't even 30 yet, and he already got 3 rings. 3. And Tom Brady is way older than 30. But, I mean, you see how long he's been in it. Excuse me. And you see how many games that he's done. You know, they kept showing Taylor and Skybox. Okay, cool. You want to jump up and down when Travis gets the ball and stuff. Nobody wants to see her like that. And I'm telling y'all this, a lot of people were watching the game because if quote unquote the Chiefs were supposed to win, something about Taylor Swift is supposed to push Trump's votes even higher or something. I don't know. It's something like that. It's all dealing with politics. This is what I stated earlier, which is true. So with her being there, and a lot of people that just follow Taylor Swift, that just like her music, they were only watching the Super Bowl because she was there. The Swifties were only watching it because Taylor was up there in the skybox. Ice Spice, she don't know nothing about football. She's only there because Taylor is there, okay? That's probably more publicity too for whatever Ice Spice got coming up next for whatever she's gonna do. But Taylor, if Travis is catching that ball and he's running for more yardage, they're gonna make sure that they show her face. And nobody cares to see. They showed her a little bit too much in that game. And Travis, he didn't catch as much, but when he does and when he did, they gonna make sure they show her face. Up there with Brittany and Blake Lively. I mean, all of them, they were just all in the skybox, you know? But I mean, Patrick Mahomes, at the end of the day, he got the MVP because he won. You know, it's hard to go against him. Even if Brady was still playing, it would have been hard to go against him. You know? But, I mean, we end up coming up short. I hate that, but it ended up happening. All the Super Bowl commercials, I mean, I liked them. It was good overall. Usher, he had a great halftime performance. Could it have been a little bit longer? Did the songs feel like they were quick? Yeah, it do feel like it was quick. But, I mean, you know, he did his performance. He did it. And I'm going to tell y'all this because some of y'all probably don't know. Or maybe some of y'all do and you still don't care because you're going to watch it. All these performers that be performing halftime, they're not paid. They don't get paid for that halftime performance. If I was an artist like that, would I want to do it? You either going to say yes or no. Would I want to do it? I probably would. Even if it ain't my team playing in the Super Bowl. Okay, cool. I'll probably do it. At the end of the day, a lot of those celebrities, they got, I mean, tons of money. Just all that in their account. And that's not what you're going to think on. But they don't need no extra residuals for that. And then they're not shown long when they're doing their performance, depending on how long of a game it is, and then depending on how long they want the halftime performance to be. Because some celebrities may be able to do 10 songs. Another celebrity for a halftime show may be only able to do 4 to 5 songs. It just depends. But Usher, he did good. But you gotta slow down on grinding on Alicia, okay? She's still a married woman. At the end of the day, ain't no telling what Swiss Beats was thinking in his head, you know, when he seen Usher grab her from the back and start grinding on her and stuff. I mean, I don't know. That's them. That's the celebrities. We're not in a house. We don't know what Alicia and him already talked about today because of what happened last night. We don't know. If it didn't bother him and he cool with it, hey, that's a red flag in a relationship, okay? That ain't looking right. You know, Her came out, Ludacris, Lil Jon came out, will.i.am was there, Jermaine Dupri. So, I mean, the Super Bowl overall was good. Purdy, he played as well and as good as he could. Could have been better? Yes. Let's look at some of these stats, and y'all just tell me for yourself, okay? Juwan Jennings, okay, he had 19 fantasy points. He did throw it to Christian for 21 yards, okay? He threw that for his only touchdown in the game. Brock Purdy, yeah, 15.4 fantasy points. He was 23 of 38 for 255 yards, 6.7 yards per attempt, and 1 touchdown. And he had a sack. He had a rating of 89.3. Patrick Mahomes, he had 29.9 fantasy points, 34 of 46 attempts for 333 yards, 7.2 yards per attempt, and 2 touchdowns. And he had 3 sacks of the game. Our defense was on fire up until that point where they got in the red zone. They didn't cover Kelsey quick enough. And you let Mahomes run in the middle of the field for almost 20 plus yards. You cannot do that. You cannot do that, okay? If it's anything, like I've said it before in my previous videos, Mahomes, Lamar, and even Allen, they're going to run. And Dak, too, he's going to run, too. You got the quarterbacks that want to run, hey, defense, y'all got to lock in or slow down or get 2 defenders on them or something. Knock the ball out, get the fumble. I mean, something. Y'all let him go. But see, he took advantage of that because Greenlaw was not out there playing. Had he would have been out there, Greenlaw would have been all over that. All over that. But he wasn't because he ended up getting injured. You know, I just... Man. And not on top of that, Christian McCaffrey, dude, you are probably one of the best running backs, if not the best. Okay, you lose the football early in the beginning of the game. Right when that happened, that's where the downfall of them started coming in at. You lost that early in the game, and then you give them somewhat good field position when you lose the football, even though they didn't make nothing of it. But still, certain mistakes that happen in this game, you can't do that. I'm not saying the Chiefs were just all perfect because they weren't. We had 3 sacks on him, and we intercepted Mahomes. We did. They weren't also perfect. I'm not just going to say they were. They have mistakes on their end too. But my team is the 49ers. I'm getting on y'all butt because of the mistakes y'all made. It should have been better. You should have let Elijah run more. Kittle, he didn't have no catches at all in the game. Barely any catches. Barely. At all. He didn't have no catches really at all in the game. And Tony Romo, and I forgot the other dude's name. They were saying that, you know, Kittle is going to be one of the big stars in this game. If you guys want to win, Kittle is the man to do it. Is he better than Travis? In my opinion, yes. Not just because it's my team, but he is. Travis don't block nobody. He don't. He don't block. All he do is receive. Kittle does both. He blocks and receives. You need him to block. Kittle is right there. Kelsey does not do that. Maybe that's just not the scheme plan that Andy Reid have, where he's calling the plays to Mahomes, or however they have their playbook set up or whatever. But Kelsey don't block. Kittle blocks. But I mean, just the mistakes. It could have been prevented. We could have won. It was 25-22. I mean, congratulations to the Chiefs. It's Mahomes. As long as he's playing in this game, in this era, how can you really go against him, honestly? How can you go against him? He is Tom Brady Jr. He is. He's TBJ. He is Tom Brady Jr. He gonna end up catching him and probably surpassing him, honestly. You know, I don't know how longer Patrick Mahomes got with the Chiefs. He probably got, I mean, as long as he keep winning games, they're going to keep him. And that's how we usually go for the player. As long as they're constantly winning games, they're going to keep that player. They are. I thought I would share just a little bit with that, y'all, but I'm really hurting inside. I am. But it was a good football Super Bowl game. It was. We came up short. Of course, like I said, I'm always going to choose my team. Anybody is going to always choose their team. You would be crazy in the head to not always want to choose your team or think your team can beat them. Whatever giant is in your face, that's the enemy you're supposed to be taking down. The real bullies are the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not being a baby. I'm not crying, but they are. They are. Nobody can beat them. Not even on the AFC side, okay? They the real bullies. Now, if you're trying to divide it as far as division of who the bullies would be, okay, it would be us for the NFC side, and it would be them for the AFC side. If you're looking at a totality overall for the bullies, it will be the Chiefs. Not saying a bully like a mean person, but a bully as far as I run this. You will never get past me. I'm the lion you gotta defeat. And they are. They're the ones people gotta go through. We don't know what the Super Bowl is gonna hold next year or what two teams the Super Bowl is gonna go through next year. I know it is gonna be in New Orleans. They've already stated that for the Super Bowl of 2025, it is gonna be in New Orleans. That should be a good one, but we don't know who the roads are gonna go through. And let me just say this, and I'm gonna point it out real quick before I end this video. There's something for you to think about. Whatever city the Super Bowl is being held in, 9 times out of 10, that team does not go to the Super Bowl. They slipped it up and they scripted it that year when it was the Rams and the Bengals. I do remember that one because the Super Bowl was in LA. And where are the Rams? They're in LA. They're not in St. Louis anymore. I remember that one. But majority of the time, wherever city the Super Bowl is going to be at that next year, that's the team that don't make it. They quote unquote got the hardest schedule, okay? What am I saying? What is Bonnie with the Get Down podcast and what is Bonnie saying? I'm saying, quote unquote, when the Super Bowl was in Texas, when it was in Dallas, who was in the Super Bowl that year? It was the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's when they had Ben Roethlisberger. I think Aaron was playing at that time. And Clay Matthews, he was playing at that time too, and some other people. Where was the Super Bowl at just this past Sunday? Allegiant Stadium. Whose stadium is that? It was in Las Vegas, right? Whose stadium is that? The Raiders. They weren't in the stadium, even though they're kind of across the way from the 49ers. It's still not the same area. But who was in the Super Bowl? The 49ers and the Chiefs? Okay. I think I'm starting to see what you say, Bonnie. Yes, it's true. Okay. So the Super Bowl next year is going to be in New Orleans, okay? Quote unquote, New Orleans is going to have a hard schedule, okay? Are they going to be in it? No. The point that I'm saying is whatever city the Super Bowl is being held in, that team is not going to the Super Bowl. That team will not be in the Super Bowl. So if the Super Bowl is in Washington, the Redskins are not going to be there, even though they're the Commanders. They're not going to be there. If the Super Bowl is in Carolina, the Panthers are not going to be there. It's just something to really think about. Think about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, okay? Please leave me a comment in the comment section and like the video. Don't just like looking at my face or hearing my voice. Like the video too. Interact. Give me some feedback. And while you're at it, share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can be notified every time that I drop a banger on this channel, okay? I'm okay, y'all, but I gotta release it out. My team, we could have had Quest 6. All we can do is just keep climbing that mountain until we can actually defeat it, okay? And if there's nothing else, always remember to stay prayed up and stay blessed. And I will see you guys in the next video.